How do you make your girlfriend scream during sex? Call her during and tell her about it. What up, YouTube? Let's here. Thanks again for visiting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. If this is your first time to the channel, thanks so much for watching. If you'd be so kind, please just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button just for the algorithm. And if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Today I'm doing a quick knife sale. No, I'm not selling the Blade Winner Cofactor. I just want to show this off to you guys because I received it from the Apex Pass Around group, and I'm going to be doing a review on this guy here shortly, so I wanted to show it off to you guys. The way this is going to work, I'm going to go through all these knives, tell you the prices, show you everything. If there's something wrong with it, I'll show you what's wrong with it. All you got to do if you want to purchase a knife or knives is email me at letsdiu79@gmail.com. Let me know which knife or knives you're interested in, and I'll go ahead and give you the link for my PayPal, and you can go ahead and pay for it. If you choose to buy more than one knife, I will take $10 off of each knife. So say you buy 3 of them, I'll take $10 off all 3. If you buy 5 of them, I'll take $10 off all 5. So the more you buy, the more you save. I think that should cover it. I'm actually planning on doing a nice sale on Instagram, but first I wanted to give my channel members, my subscribers a chance to purchase these first. So I'm going to do this video, I'll leave it at that for a couple of days, give you guys a chance to buy these knives if you would like, and then I will post them on Instagram for people to buy there if they would like. And these knives are priced to sell. I've taken at least $40 to $50 off of the retail price of all of these, within reason. There's a few knives here that cost less than that, so I didn't take that much off the price, but I've taken quite a bit of money off of the retail price or what I paid for these knives when I bought them. So these are all good values, just in case you guys were wondering. But anyway, as I said, I got the Winter Blade Cofactor from the Apex Pass Around group. I'm very excited to finally have this knife in hand. I've been wanting to handle this knife for quite a while. I'm not sure how long it's been since they released this knife, but the first time it came out, I was really interested in it. I really wanted to handle it ever since they released it. I just haven't had the opportunity till this point to do that. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to the review coming up on this guy. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The first knife for sale is going to be the KANSEPT Corvid XL. I've owned this knife for about a year. There really isn't anything wrong with it. The only thing that I can think of to say to you guys is that there's a little bit of Loctite staining here on the micarta, just from the Loctite. This is in 154 cm steel, and you've got natural micarta handles. This is a liner lock and flipper operated knife with thumb studs. As you can see, the action is pretty good on it, works pretty well. It's in like new condition other than that little blemish here over the pivot, and this guy is going to go for $50. Next up is the KANSEPT Cryo. This knife also is in like new condition. This is a burlap micarta scales, and I believe the steel on this is D2. Yes, so the steel on this is D2. It does not have the pocket clip. As you guys know, I take all the pocket clips off of most of my knives, so if that's an issue, don't buy it. And this guy, this guy has pretty good action. The edge on it's pretty good. There's really no issues with this knife at all that I can see. This knife is going to go for $40. Up next is the Savidi Relic. There is a small scratch on the blade of this knife. I'll show you right here, just like a V right here on the blade. There's a small scratch there that actually came in the box, which didn't really bother me. This was like an $80 knife to start with, so that didn't bother me that much. This has red G10 scales and a DLC coated blade running on bearings. It's pretty smooth. It's not drop shut, but this is a CIVIVI. It's still pretty good quality, as you guys can see. Again, no pocket clip, but this does have the tweezers that come in the handle of this knife, and this guy has pretty decent action. I wouldn't say it's horrible. It doesn't drop shut like I said, but it's still pretty smooth. This guy is going to go for $40 as well. Up next is the Savidi Conspirator. No issues on this knife that I was able to find. You've got the wood grade handle scales here, running on bearings. You've got a stonewash blade. No issues with the blade at all. The blade steel, I'm sorry, the bevel or edge is still in pretty good condition. No pocket clip on this guy. This doesn't have any extras or anything like that. Oh, that's not a liner lock. This is a button lock, and the action on it is fantastic. The price on this guy is going to be 50 bucks. I don't remember how much these were when I bought them, for the most part, but I did look up what they're selling for right now, and as I've said, I've marked quite a bit off of the prices of those knives. I'm going to show you these two together. The CIVIVI BULLMASTIFF. This is the only, other than the, I'm sorry, this is the BULLMASTIFF, this is the MASTADON. These two knives are pretty much the same, except you got the fuller here on the BULLMASTIFF, and you've got the hanging hole here on the MASTADON. Other than the fact that the MASTADON has a high-end Damascus steel, just kidding, that's 9CR. And this is just a stonewash blade. This guy has blue G10 on the handle scales, liner lock, the action is fantastic. And this guy has the laminate carbon fiber, which I absolutely hate. But when I first got into collecting, I thought it was pretty sharp looking. So both of these guys are going for 50 bucks. All right. Next up, we have the Honey Badger. The Honey Badger is going to be going for not a lot of money, 20 bucks. Satin steel blade, FRN handles, liner lock. Action is fantastic on this knife. Anybody who's seen a Honey Badger in the past knows that these aren't exactly high-end knives, but they work. I mean, they're good everyday carry knives. They're fantastic. They have fantastic action. They run on bearings. And there's really nothing wrong with this knife. It's just not super high quality. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be selling this guy for $20. Next up is the Boker Clash, the Boker Kalashnikov XL. As you can see, the blade is obviously almost too long to be in the frame of the camera here. You definitely can't get the entire, you can't get the entire knife into the frame of the camera if you hold it low enough. This is a side opening automatic, not a very expensive knife at all. But as you can see, the action still works fantastic on it. There's no pocket clip on this one anymore. You've got, I don't know if this is FRN on the handle scales or aluminum. I'm pretty sure it's aluminum, but I could be wrong. There really isn't anything wrong with this guy except for just a little bit of chip paint here and there. There really isn't anything seriously wrong with it. But as I said, it wasn't very expensive to begin with, so this guy's going to be selling for $40. Next up is the Kaiser Sheepdog XL. Now, this was one of the first ones to drop way back when. So there are a few issues. You've got some marks here on the canvas micarta, some just discoloration and stuff from years of having it. And there are also a few dings here on the top of the blade, just from sitting in my knife drawer and being knocked around and everything like that. But it's minimal. I mean, it's not like it affects the function of the blade or anything like that. The edge is still in factory condition. I've never really used it for anything. It's just a novelty piece that I enjoyed having because it's a big, ridiculous knife with no earthly practical purpose whatsoever. This guy is also going for $50. Next up, the Kaiser Beglieter XL. I actually just got this knife not that long ago. I'd say 4 to 6 months ago. There is nothing wrong with it at all, like new in box. It's a flipper and thumb stud operated knife, button lock closure, very good action. As you can see, you've got that drop shot action that you expect with most button locks. And it is an extremely comfortable knife. I really enjoy this knife a lot. I just don't really use it that often. I don't need it in my collection anymore. But there is, like I said, nothing is wrong with this knife at all. The edge bevel looks fantastic. No dings or nicks or chips or anything like that. This guy is going for $50 as well. Next up, the Cold Steel 8015. Decent action. I don't really think I've used this for a whole hell of a lot. I have used it in the past, but I haven't used it a lot. Something on the blade here, you've got some discoloration that doesn't really come off. I've used just about everything I can think of to get this off of here, but it's not really a blemish on the blade or anything like that. It's just a little bit of discoloration. It doesn't hurt anything with the blade. There's no issues at all with the G10 at all. I don't know what that is. That might be like a little bit of a blemish there, but that, you know, as you can see, that's here. It might be a little nick on the G10 just from getting knocked around a little bit. But otherwise, there's nothing else wrong with this knife at all. It's pretty much in decent condition. And I'm going to be selling this guy for $100. I believe it retailed for $160. And this is the S35 VN version. You can see there, S35 VN, made in Taiwan. $100. Next up is the Cold Steel SR1 Lite. I have two of these, one in drop point, one in Tanto. You guys know that I prefer Tantos, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the drop point. This guy is, I believe, 8CR. Yeah, 8CR14 MOV. Decent steel, good condition. There's no issues with the bevel or the blade or anything like that. The FRN looks pretty good, and the triad lock works pretty well. Decent action on this knife, no problems with it whatsoever. So this one is going to be $30. Next up is the OffGrid Knives Enforcer XL. I don't really think I've really used this guy very much. No real wear or tear on this knife at all. The blade looks pretty good. No issues with that. D2, as you can see there. It's a flipper. It's got good action. The G10 looks to be in good condition. The glass breaker is still attached. Let's look at the other side here. Yeah, no issues with the G10 on this guy at all. This guy is going to go for $30. I don't think it was that expensive to begin with. I think it sold for like $70 or $80. Next up is the Real Steel Megalodon. This is actually a, where did I get this from? Arizona Knives? No, Indiana Knives exclusive. I believe this retailed for $160. You've got, I want to say this was M390. Yes, M390, as you can see right there. Designed by Carson H, number 109. So this is numbered. You can see it's got a very interesting lock bar back here. I just reviewed this knife not that long ago. Good blade steel, no damage to the blade at all. And you can see we've got a canvas micarta, natural canvas micarta show side scale. Some standoffs in the back, and the pocket clip I believe I still have. If I do, I will put it back on there. And if I don't, then I won't. But again, this is priced to sell, so this is going to be selling for $80, which I think is half what I paid for it. It's a titanium liner lock. I'm sorry, it's a titanium frame lock, and it's got fantastic action. Drop shot with not a whole lot of encouragement. Shoots out from the flipper tab. No problems with this knife whatsoever. $80 for this guy. Next up is the Kubi Atlas. Again, in pretty decent condition. No issues with this knife whatsoever. I have used it, but the edge is still in pretty good condition. This is a Jelly Jerry design, S35 VN, as you can see right there. And this is a titanium frame lock, full titanium, including titanium hardware, titanium backspacer, and titanium pocket clip. The only issue with this knife is the screw for the pocket clip on the inside is stripped out, so I've never been able to get the pocket clip off of this knife, although I've tried 1,000 times as to why the pocket clip is stripped out. Pocket clip screw is stripped out. But it's still in pretty good condition. A couple of snail trails here and there on the handle, but no serious damage whatsoever. This one sold originally for $160, and I'm selling it for $100. Next up is the KTC3 by KOCH Knives. You've got a, I believe this is M390. Yes, M390. Titanium liner lock with what looks like linen micarta handle scales and a compound grind blade. Very, very interesting looking. The only reason I bought this knife is because I thought it was very interesting looking. It's a little small for me. As you can see, I can get a full 4-finger grip on it, but just barely. But this just isn't really something that I would choose to carry from day to day. It did come with a titanium pocket clip, which I'm sure I still have, so I'll put this back on here. If you guys do choose, if somebody does choose to buy this knife, if I can't find the titanium pocket clip, I will let you know, but I'm sure I'll be able to. This guy is going to sell for $180. I'm sorry. This guy's going to sell for $80. I believe I paid $150 or $140 for it, something like that. As I said, the reason it's so expensive is because it's M390 and a titanium liner lock with a titanium backspacer. Last but certainly not least, the Medford Smooth Criminal. We are looking at, I think this was called yellow aluminum, but it kind of looks like more of a greenish color to me. And you've got, excuse me, you've got heat anodized hardware and a titanium, a stamped titanium pocket clip. This is just a flipper knife, button operated lock. Good action, no problems with this knife whatsoever. There's no real dings or imperfections or anything like that that I know of. But I'll give you guys a good look at it here, all the way down to the butt of the knife and then back up to the tip of the blade on the other side. So yeah, no serious issues with this knife. I do know what this retailed for. This retailed for $350. I'm selling mine for $275. So again, you can get a discount if you buy multiple knives, and I am open to discussion on prices. So I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And stay up, y'all. Take it easy. Bye.